What's up, Hans family? This long-awaited, at least long-awaited on my part, video is going to be from taking these regular-ass unruly brows into these pretty decently okay covered ones. So I have been promising this video to you guys like since 2015, since the first Halloween happened way back in the day, but I was doing it with like lash glue and I didn't really know what the fuck I was doing, so I've been trying out tons of different ways. By no means is this the most expert, amazing way to do it, but this is just if you have a handy dandy washable glue stick that you can get just about anywhere, I got you. So as you guys can see for this tutorial, I'm using a glue stick and it is a permanent glue stick, but it works just the same with a washable glue stick. This, for the longest time, I actually thought just was a washable glue stick. It works the same, so I didn't really give a shit, but I didn't really read the label because I just was like, oh, glue stick, perfect. But if you use the like washable Elmer's purple glue stick, pretty much the same thing. I've used both ones and I've gotten the same results either way. This also does come off really easy in the shower. I layer a shit ton on, but I just let the hot water kind of start to take it off and slowly just wipe it, and I've never lost any eyebrow hairs. I'm all good. I tried to say okay and good at the same time, so I said I'm all good. So there really isn't any prepping I've done other than just clean, moisturized skin, but this will work if you want to do water-activated paints on top, cream paint on top, moisturizer, foundation is what I meant. But I'm just gonna screw it up. I've had this since last Halloween, so you can see just how far I've used this, because I hate doing brows. They're the worst. They make me want to die, and they are the devil, so I like to cover my brows a lot, as you guys know. I'll get in a little closer. So what I like to do is I like to push the hairs just straight with the glue stick up and in the direction they grow. So now that you have a nice thick layer on, this is the part that completely changed everything for me. I'm just going to spray a little bit of water right onto my finger. When I'm in a pinch, I usually just use my spit because I'm a piece of shit that way. And you just want to kind of really push the glue into the hair and blend it into your skin. Because every time that I used glue stick in the past, I would layer it, like I thought you should, and it would start to peel at the edges after too many layers, or it would start to kind of crease up and bunch up, and that sucks and kind of gets rid of the illusion that your brows are just covered. And by adding water, you're kind of thinning out the glue a little bit just so that you do get that soft edge right into the skin. So you want it to look as natural as possible. And by doing this, it is going to take some of the glue away, so you will have to layer it a lot, but I promise you guys, this way will make it look pretty natural and you won't have too much of like a ridge, like eyebrow ridge with glue skin. And you can see my first layer that I do put down, I'm really pushing a lot of the glue in. I'm putting on a pretty thick ass layer. And you can really manipulate the edges because the water thins the product down so much that you could just blend out the edge all the way, almost up into your forehead if that's what you're into, shit. After they're layered on both sides, now it's just to wait until they dry. You can use a hairdryer to dry it. I usually just kind of sit here, have my coffee, which I got right here. So I do the exact same thing, just layer it right over in the same areas, maybe focusing it a little more towards the hairs, because like with anything that you're layering, you want it to kind of layer inwards like a mountain, if that makes sense, so that you have that gradual layer coming down into your natural skin. Oops, I just took some spit. If you get any chunks, you can just kind of get them with your nail and make sure to fill in the little holes that's left behind though, while the glue is still kind of tacky and wet. So I went ahead and did another layer off camera, and then I did dry it with a hairdryer. That does really cut down a lot of time. But I'm going to just add a little tiny bit more glue right in between the hairs and feel around a little bit where there are any ridges. Because obviously with covering your eyebrows, you're trying to get rid of the hair itself and the color, but also like the ridges that now it will create it being glued against the head. the face. Head, face, whichever. So now that final layer is all on, I like to wait while it's just a little tacky still and take some loose setting powder. I'm just using the Laura Mercier translucent powder and a beauty blender, but you can use any sponge you'd like, even your finger if you really want. And I like to really press the powder into the brow, and that helps to push the hair down even more, kind of cementing it in place. Okay, we're getting somewhere, we're doing it, yeah. The next step, we're going to be taking a cream color concealer, and we want to use cream because cream fills in any of the ridges that we have left really, really well. Regular foundation may not really fill it in and be as thick as a cream, and I want to use a darker tone than my skin and a little bit more orange based, and this is because the orange based of the concealer will help to kind of neutralize the cool tones that are left from now our brow hairs that are still poking through a little bit. They look kind of gray, bluish, so orange opposite the color wheel. This is the Boi-ing concealer from Benefit in the shade 04. Any kind of cream will work. This is just really nice because it's thick as fuck. It's like thick as a dick. So I just warm it up on my hand a little bit. You can see as I start to slowly put it down on top of the brows, just how many ridges are still there. But this is just filling all them bad boys in. And just like anything else, blend out those edges just a little bit onto your normal skin. Set this bad boy again. I'm not setting it with as much powder, just kind of a light layer. Whoops, that's a ton. I only set it with a little bit of powder. Boom. And we're on to the final step, which is taking your foundation in your shade. I'm using the Makeup Forever HD foundation. I'm just gonna put that right over. Using a full coverage foundation will also be good, but you can use whatever foundation you have. Just try to stick more to a full coverage. This next step you totally don't have to do, but I'm gonna add just a little bit of my concealer just to add a little bit more dimension back to my face. And then now that that's all covered, just gonna take a little more powder and set it very, very generously. And here is the final brow cover. Thank you guys so much for watching. It's kind of strange looking at no brows. Try to keep resting bitch face on always, because if you lift your brows, that kind of gives it away. They'll kind of crease a little bit. So if you're doing this and you want to have it look realistic, resting bitch face. I just love the absolute fuck out of you guys. I'm so glad I could finally share this with you. I've been really wanting to make sure that I really was happy with it, and I'm pretty happy. It's not like the most amazing brow cover in the entire planet, but I think it's pretty okay. Think it's okay. Thank you guys again for watching. I love you and love the fuck out of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. I kind of like this look. I'm kind of digging it. I kind of want no eyebrows now. Shows you how to cover eyebrows, then goes and shaves eyebrows.